And we're about 3 weeks away from the Kentucky Derby, so we're going to take a quick look at the negative trend data leading into this year's Kentucky Derby, brought to you by horsebettingdirect.com. Handicapping 3-year-old is never easy, and handicapping a full field of 20 is even harder. This year in 2017, we've had a really interesting prep season with not too many horses standing out, which is going to make this year's field even tougher to handicap. We're going to take a look at the field here, looking at the negative strike system, trying to figure out who we can get rid of. Now, using this system, since 1973, 86% of Kentucky Derby winners have had 0 or 1 strike against them going through these strikes that we're about to talk about here. Only 5 winners in the same time period have had 2 strikes, and if there is one horse, Mind That Bird, who is the exception to every Kentucky Derby rule, who has won the race with more than 2 strikes. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So dating back to 1962, no horse that has finished worse than 4th in its final prep race has won the Kentucky Derby. In fact, only 3 have won the Derby after finishing 4th in the same time period. So that's going to put a strike against Taprit, who finished 5th in the Bluegrass, Malegacy's 5th place finish in the Arkansas Derby. We had Untrapped, who finished 6th in the Arkansas Derby, and Sonneteer, who was a 4th back in the Arkansas Derby. All 4 of those horses see their first strike. Okay, so second, since 1882, no horse has won the Kentucky Derby without racing at the age of 2. Since 2000, no horse has won the Derby without winning at the age of 2. There are 4 horses who never raced at the age of 2: Malegacy, Battle of Midway, Patch, and Cloud Computing. And then there's also IRAP, Always Dreaming, Hence, Local Hero, and Sonneteer, who did not win at the age of 2. Now, we're only going to give a strike to the 4 who never raced, but keep in mind, IRAP, Always Dreaming, Hence, Local Hero, and Sonneteer could get half a strike here for having not won at the age of 2. All right, third, now this is a long one. 46 of the last 48 Kentucky Derby winners were first or second with a furlong remaining in the Derby. The only 2 exceptions were Grindstone in 96, Giacomo in 05, and in this field of 20, you've got to be close to the lead in the final furlong. So we're going to eliminate or give a strike to any horse that wasn't in first or second with a furlong to go in both of their last starts. Now, with that in mind, Classic Empire, Gormley, Gunnevera, Practical Joke, Royal Mo, IRAP, Always Dreaming, J-Boy's Echo, Hence, Irish Roar Cry, State of Honor, Looking at Lee, Untrapped, Sonneteer, Patch, and Cloud Computing all get a strike. Now again, we're looking for horses who were within first or second in the final furlong in both of their last 2 starts. Now, fourth, only 3 horses have won the Derby since 1973 who hadn't previously won a graded stakes race. Fast and Accurate, State of Honor, Battalion Runner, Looking at Lee, Local Hero, Battle of Midway, Untrapped, Sonneteer, Patch, and Cloud Computing have not won a graded stakes race. Now, only 7 horses have won the Derby who have ran less than 6 total times before entering the Derby. With 23-year-olds trying to run at the same track at the same time, it takes a little experience to get around and win this race. So we're going to give a strike to Gervin, McCracken, Always Dreaming, Irish War Cry, Battalion Runner, Local Hero, Malegacy, Battle of Midway, Patch, and Cloud Computing, none of which have ran a total of more than 6 times. Now, finally, we would give a strike to any gelding. Only 2 geldings have ever won the Derby since 1930, but there are no geldings in this year's field. So a quick reminder, since 73, 86% of Kentucky Derby winners have had 0 or 1 strike against them. 5 have managed to have 2 strikes, and only 1 horse has ever won this thing with more than 2 strikes. So here's what we're looking at. Cloud Computing, Patch, 4 strikes. Sonneteer, we'll give him 3.5, considering we gave him the half a point for not winning as a 2-year-old. Untrapped, Battle Midway, Malegacy with 3 points. Local Hero, 2.5. Looking at Lee, Battalion Runner, State of Honor, Irish War Cry, and J-Boy's Echo all have 2 points. We're going to give Hence, Always Dreaming, and IRAP sitting there at a 1.5. And then finally, here we are. Gervin, Classic Empire, Gormley, Gunnevera, Practical Joke, Taprit, Fast and Accurate, McCracken, and Royal Mo all finished with 1 strike. Thunder Snow, the ship-in from the UAA Derby, is the only horse with 0 strikes. Now again, Thunder Snow, 0 strikes. The horse is shipping in after the UAE Derby. We don't have a lot of data on here. We have a great blog on our site titled Who is Thunder Snow? Gives you an in-depth look at all of his races as well as the pedigree. Check that out when you get a chance. And as always, keep checking in with horsebettingdirect.com, our YouTube channel, our Twitter at horsebetdirect, and on Facebook with the most up-to-date information and the best handicapping sheets available on the web.